everybody, it's Ryan and welcome back to Secret Chord. Today I'm going to give you some indie rock vocal warm-ups. Now if you are in an indie rock, alternative, punk, or just a straight rock and roll band, you may be wondering, is it important to warm up your voice? Well, I found out very early on in my touring career that yes, it is very important, particularly if you're on tour or playing shows night after night. A lot of times as musicians, we have to travel long distances, sometimes in dry conditions. We don't always get enough sleep. We're not always necessarily the healthiest on the road. So warming up your voice will not only help you have longevity and stamina when you sing, but it's going to help you sing your best. You'll be able to have your maximum range and control as you sing. So I recommend if you got a recording session, a rehearsal, or a show, just take this video, roll through these drills with me. It'll get you ready to go. The first thing I like to do is warm up the lowest part of my vocal register to just get things moving, ultimately to help you sing your maximum range. I also want to use this as an opportunity to talk about breathing. Now, when we breathe in day-to-day life, we don't have to think about it. It's completely subconscious. But when we sing, breathing is absolutely critical, and it's something that you really have to think about and work on. So here's some things to consider as we begin singing here. When you breathe, you want to time it so you take the air in, and then you do not hold your breath. You don't start to breathe out and then sing, but you breathe in and then simultaneously sing as you exhale. You also want to take in sufficient air for good breath support, but only sufficient air, not any excess air. And this takes a lot of getting used to. You want to be able to use all of the air with the phrase, have all the air out at the end of the phrase, breathe in and repeat for the next phrase. If you take in too much air, this can cause a whole host of other problems. You can oversing, it can push notes sharp, and other issues as well. So we want to think about that. We also want to think about keeping our throat completely relaxed. Your whole throat here, you don't want to sing or push from the throat. That causes so many problems for singers. It's very common. We do want to sing from the diaphragm. So you want to feel that your stomach muscles here are working and that you're totally relaxed up here. We're going to start on a low G for baritones and tenors. This is a good starting place. If you have a higher range, just go up an octave. We're going to sing the words mi, me, ma, mo, mu. Think about good breathing. Think about being relaxed here. Singing from the diaphragm. 2, 3. Good. So we didn't want to push there. We didn't want to go too high. You should feel a little tingle in your throat. Your vocal cords are literally warming up here. The next phase of warming up, I like to take a descending scalar passage and take that pattern and move it up. So here's the pattern we're going to do. We're going to sing an E, and here are our notes. And then we'll move that pattern up gradually. 2, 3, E. Excellent. So we worked our way up a little bit higher with that drill. And then I like to start to work our range upward even more. So we're going to take a major triad, 1, 3, 5, 3, 1. Those are the first, third, and fifth notes of the major scale. Using the syllable go, we're going to use the energy of that syllable to help propel us to these notes. We're going to work up a little higher, staccato. Here we go, which means short and detached. 1, 2, 3. Go, 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 go. Nice work there. Next phase, I like to work in scales and start to work on that. I'm going to begin with the most basic of scales, the major scale. We're going to go up the first octave to the 1 to 8, and then we're going to step up to the 9th note of the scale and then work our way back down. Here are our notes. Let's try that on an E, 2, 3. One more. All right, nice. When you do that drill, you want to make sure you're not moving your head up or down with the notes as you change notes up and down the scale. There's never an advantage when you sing to bring in your head down. So you usually want to keep the passageway up and open. All right, next phase, we're going to start to work on intervals, and we are going to work on agility and speed. So I'm going to start with a basic drill of going through intervals of that major scale that we just sang through. We're going to start on the root and go to a second, a root to third, root to fourth, root to fifth, root to sixth, root to seventh, root to the octave, and then we're going to reverse that octave down, and so on and so forth. Let's try that on an ah. 2, 3, 4. Good job there. Now we're going to challenge ourselves with some technical agility here. We're going to start in the higher octave of that major scale. We're working our way down every interval, returning up to the higher octave. Let's try that on an E. 2, 3. One more. All right, now this basic setup of exercises will get you started. There are so many exercises and variations of these out there, but that basic structure is a good way to go about it. Don't forget, subscribe to Secret Chords so you get more videos and content like this on all things music. Hit the bell for notifications. All right, see you all out there.